Hello everyone, I'm Timothy McSwain and welcome back to another live stream. It's been a long time, especially since I've done it on from an actual computer broadcast. So let's jump into it. We have I can actually read that. Still familiarizing myself a little bit, refamiliarizing myself with what I know here. So let's just jump in anyway. Alright, so something special this week. This is the farewell stream slash farewell video, depending on where you're watching it, for the Superstes Noctis server, which is ending. As you can see, it's at the end here, the 25th, which is tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we're actually going to launch the new server. I'm trying to get everyone on board and available for that. So we'll see how that actually turns out. But actually, just for fun, when I updated this, this looked better, by the way, and I used a tool online to try to visualize what this will look like. And these asterisks were in the middle, so it looked a lot cooler. But I guess it kind of looks like a banner or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I also just made the words Superstes Noctis here be obfuscated, I believe is how you want to pronounce that word. So that it just like, hey, the server's ending, I'm just going to be weird with it. But we're going to jump in here, and hopefully we don't get too much lag. Talk a little bit about that, the kind of problems we've been having, as well as where we're going from here, I guess. One second here. Make sure where we're going from here, I guess. I know you guys can probably hear that too, huh? Because I'm listening to my own stream. It's going to be echoing all funny like. I just want to make sure I actually have audio. I know you guys can probably hear that too, huh? Because I'm listening to my own stream. It's going to be echoing all funny like. I just want to make sure I actually have audio. I do have audio. Sweet. Okay. Now that that's done with, we're ready to go. So, as you can see from the way this world is loading, it's not great. And part of that is probably because I'm streaming, but I know because I've been playing a lot when I'm not streaming, I know that there is a lot of issues with this world now. And that's the main reason why we were retiring Superstes Noctis, because this world's been around since Minecraft 1.7, I think. I don't know. I can't recall if it's 1.6 or 1.7. I want to say it was 1.7, but I think more likely it was probably 1.6. So it doesn't really matter. We'll just, whatever. A lot of issues have popped up with the world over time, especially certain updates. I don't remember what they were, but later ones. There's a bunch of entity ID mismatches. I don't remember what the update was that switched the entity ID system, but I think that's a big part of it. We get a ton of warnings as the server's loading in, and as we load new terrain, we get a lot of errors from the entities in that region. So the solution there would be to kill everything in the entire world, but we don't want to do that. First of all, I'd have to do it by type of animal, because if we did it by all animals, just kill at E, not only would it kill us, but it would also kill all the animals, all the item frames, all the... I don't know if signs are counted in there. I know item frames are, though. It would just destroy the whole world. And I kind of want to try that tomorrow on the last day of Creative Week. So the basic premise is that we're no longer in survival. We're creative, as you can see from looking at the screen. The server's been in survival the entire time we've played, with the exception of one update, I think it was 1.8, where it wiped all our chests out in our spawn area, and it was absolutely awful. And I basically just used my video footage, as well as just the word of my friends that I trust not to lie to me about it, to go into creative and replenish the item supplies of some of our most core items. Like, hey, I had 32 diamonds. That's a big sucky loss, you know. So yeah. Anyway, now everyone's in creative. You actually join in creative. And I actually opt everyone on the server too, so that they can all change it as well. So we're gonna fly around a bit. Not everything's perfect here. My sheep wool system. I don't know how that guy got over there, and how the other three died, but I would assume that they are related in some way. Let's see. A lot has happened here like since I've been in creative, since we put the world in creative, there's been a lot of changes. Like, I mean, it's logical to assume that the gigantic meteor, that, okay, whoever made this, I'm impressed. Like, unless you have some kind of a plugin that doesn't need to be on the server, because the server's vanilla. So if you made this circle using a plugin that only has to run on the client side and is able to fill using vanilla commands, because with operator permissions you could maybe do something like that. I don't know a whole lot, but if I had to guess, I could check the logs and see who was online, but if I had to guess, I would say this is Taylor. Um, he doesn't play a whole lot, but he is on the server, and I feel like telling him that he could come on here and do whatever he wanted is a great way to get something like this to show up. So, nice. Can you actually like walk all the way up here? You really like if you were in survival right now, this would be so dangerous, and that looks like not even possible. So, oh. It's like a parkour adventure, made even more difficult by the fact that it's made out of glass. Can't always see where you're standing. Yeah, I don't think there's a way up here. Whoa! Maybe. Yeah. Of course I didn't make it up from the entire bottom, but whatever. Whew. Like, I'm in creative and I'm still like stressed out about that. Like, gosh. Okay, so whoever made this, I'm impressed. Nicely done. I'm really torn for our next server. So that's what we're doing, by the way. I should totally mention that. We're making Superstes Noctis 2. It is coming out next week, presumably. I really would like to get everyone together on the server, or at least a large group of people, to all come hang out on the server and just, be goofy. But and also to launch the new one, and maybe we could do that both in one. Like, okay, we'll play in creative for a while, and then like, oh, I only have like 2 hours left. Okay, this is a good time to set up the new server. Let's get it done, kind of thing. I don't know, but it'd be cool. What I want to do mainly right now is do one last tour of this world, because it's been a long time since I've made any content of this server, because I'm very, very busy. I don't work this weekend for some reason, and while I would really like those hours, if I don't have them, I'll stream for you guys. So, I guess let's start at spawn. So I don't need to walk you through the history of the server. I might mention some things that from the past at some point or another. You'll notice also that the world, the render distance is lower. I'm testing out lag at lower levels because it's way laggier at 10 chunks, and it's set at 8 right now, and it seems better. So it could also be because there's a world border set around spawn, and we'll get into that later too. The first big build that we did on this server was Noctis Manor, and the idea was that this was going to be a huge, like, mansion where we could all live. We could obviously have our own houses, our own estates, whatever you want to call them, but we all would have a room in Noctis Manor. And this was supposed to be a really cool place where everyone was always hanging out, and it just didn't turn out great. For one, because in order to make it quickly, we just did the same thing the entire way up. It's a very flat, very boring build. The colors didn't go good. I decided it would be cool to put an acacia roof on it, and it wasn't cool. Like, it stands out on the map now. I think I called the episode where I made that, I called it Carrot Top, I believe. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of this building overall, looking back on it now. But we'll go in anyway. We'll just say, oh, Memorial to Chicken Fest. Which I also wanted to make a video for, I never did. See, also, there's a lot of chests around here, signs around here that I've totally messed up. It's another thing. I don't want to go through and fix all those. It'll be really nice to be able to fix it. Feathers from Chicken Fest. We'll go over that right there, which is the Eden donations. That's the Eden project donations, but there's an extra. That box there must have chopped off the other word. I don't know. Here's the directory of what's in here. As you can see, there's a lot that never got made. So we'll start on floor 1, which is at the top. It's not the direction of the floors. It's interesting. I made this, so that's on me. Donation room, animal adoption center, kitchen, dining and meeting room. And I believe all those signs will also be on the doors, right? Yeah. Meeting and dining room. Ooh, look at all the meeting and dining you can do in there. Never got finished. Kitchen. Never got finished. Oh, there's a chest thing in here. Alright. Alright, over here. Animal Adoption Center. Ooh, look at all those animals waiting to be adopted. And donation room. Look at all these things that were donated. Okay. So, they were great ideas. They just never happened. I'm going to go down there last. So, if you go up here, we have second floor stuff. This one's for lease, so obviously it's empty. This one belongs to Angie. She has the Office of Celestial Waters, which is her city, and she's a magic headmaster because she has that tower, which you might have seen earlier. You can go back by there too. Her office is empty. So, across the hall you have my office, which is, you know, one of the only ones that actually got built. I like what I did here. It's not perfect, obviously, but I like it. Just some little, simple little, what do you even call these? Terrariums, but there's nothing living in them. Plants, I guess, they're living, so that counts. Chairs here with doors on the back. I don't know that it would be a good idea to make a chair out of a door, but go for it. And then back here we have just an ender chest. You can see all the stuff in my ender chest. I have 2 nether stars I never did anything with. And we were talking about heads the other day, mob heads, in our Discord chat. And I mentioned that I had some, and I didn't remember which ones I had. I have a skeleton skull, I have 2 zombies, and I have a creeper. And the reason why I have these is because I was building the park in Noctis Square, and I got blown up by a charged creeper. It showed up out of nowhere. I must have gotten shocked by lightning because there was lightning at the time, and it blew me up. And apparently there were mobs nearby because it killed 2 zombies and the skeleton. The zombies make sense because they're all over the place, but that was a ridiculous time. I came back to, and then on the ground was a creeper head, 2 zombie heads, and a skeleton head. So there must have been another creeper around too, because I don't think this charged creeper blowing itself up would make a head. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. So, there you go. There's all this stuff in here. Eden Project banner, Acaciaville banner, my personal banner, and the Superstes Noctis banner, which we'll have to make cooler for the next iteration, but I'm not sure what we're going to do there. Important documents. There's 1 book in here. State of Superstes Noctis, January 17th. Or just January 2017? Maybe? Official document, Superstes Noctis, Office of Tim 1994. The proposal to construct a wall between Noctis Square and the Noctis Grand Desert has been rejected. Who do you think we got? Oh my word. When did I? Oh, this was January 2017, so yes, that makes total sense. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm great. Okay. On the subject of Marco's Pot Shop. Oh yeah, there was a shop. It was originally a place where I was selling stuff, and then I moved to the square, the big like Apple Store looking thing in the square. So I remade this, and Marco was already the shopkeeper in my store, so it became Marco's Pot Shop. And he's selling flower pots, so, you know, don't look into it too much. We've talked with Marco regarding his business practice, and have found his dispensary to be legal. There is no law in the land of Superstes Noctis against selling flower pots in the desert. Oh, my word. On the subject of the Noctis Grand Desert construction project, as of this moment, January 2017, construction of the Noctis Grand Desert has been given the go-ahead. Concerns by locals regarding the integrity of the native land have been brought into question, and all legitimate concerns from desert residents will be brought into consideration. Alright. Deformation of sacred landmarks and constructed buildings will not be permitted, but expansion and further construction is allowed as of now. This document is provided as a record and notification of several key issues in the land of Superstes Noctis, but it is not a law and has not been voted upon as any democracy or public demands for such actions. Discussion is ongoing as of this. No, there's nothing on the next page. There's another political commentary right there. The fact that I just can't write something and say, hey, it's law now, because we're a democracy on the server. If only that were a thing in real life. Okay, so, quarantined, contraband, nothing. Good. Villager trades. Things I've just gotten from villagers. That's a good villager trade. I have some pretty good villagers in Acaciaville. That's my village, and I'm happy with them. Oak planks in there for some reason. Oh, that was donated to me, and I just wasn't able to move them because I have way too many oak planks already at my house. I moved all the rest of the stuff that was in there. I think Eric gave that stuff to me. So that's my office. And oh, we've been going for 19 minutes already. This is going to take forever. Okay. There are 2 other rooms on the side here. I believe they're both blank. There are banners there for people to use. Yeah, blank. And that one's going to also be blank. So, that goes back down. Next floor up, I believe, is also just for lease. Yeah, there's nothing up here. You can also go around. I don't think that's really necessary. I thought it was cool at the time, but we really didn't need to do that. Just cut down on space. This is the attic. Not much in the attic. We do have... this was when there was 4 people on the server. Myself, Angie, Miranda, the 3 founding members. I'm going to say that in the wrong order. Myself, Miranda, and Angie. And then my sister, who played for a little while and stopped. So, and she never made a banner. So, there's people missing from that. But there's only 4 spots right there. So, what would we do? We'd add Matt, Eric, Taylor, and have a blank one here. I guess. I don't know. Alright, our mailboxes. This is when there was only 3 of us, and it was easy to just put mailboxes here. Ooh, look at all the stuff. All the maps I don't know. I shouldn't say I give them to Angie, to Miranda. I don't know. And much more maps in here. Is that? Oh, that's the backup for the map wall. Okay, that's good to know. Good to have a map backup. So if we fly over here, see out the window. It's really like it was a cool idea. I really was happy with it, but it just didn't pan out. It didn't become anything cool. Like, it was a huge waste of resources so early on in the game. All this wood. We chopped down so many trees to make this thing, and then didn't even use it. But it was our first community build, and that's a big thing. If you go out the back here, you can see the farm where we were just standing earlier. We don't need to go out that way right now, because if you go down here, there's an iron golem down here, protecting this area. This is the logistics office. Oh, this is like if you need more paths or something. Sample request. This is how you write a request. I need an extension of the path system to connect my new build to the path system. My build is called the Wither Shelter, and it is located out in the Noctis Grand Desert to the east of spawn. Coordinates for the entrance are blah blah blah, and it is okay if the path cuts through the build area, so long as it does not interfere with the building itself. If possible, some signage leading to build site would be much appreciated. Okay, it's just like that's the kind of request you should give if you want to have one of these. And nobody, to my knowledge, actually used it. Oh, you should sign it, dude. That's my friend Taylor. Second Taylor, we'll call him. He played for a little while too, but inevitably everyone falls off. Logistics nitwit. Okay, this is one of those villagers that you can't trade with. It's the nitwit. This like I recognize those colors, but I don't remember from where. What was over here? Future location of the Noctis gathering place. Help Tim, Angie. We ended up making that outside instead of down here, which I think is a better thing anyway. It would have been less cool down here. I decided it would also be cool to put this stuff over here, just like crap in the corner. This down here goes to the corridor down below. But before we go down there, that system was made, by the way, because we were under geared and being attacked by everything, and it was a way to get around at night without going up to the surface. So this is the skeleton grinder. And we got lucky that there was a skeleton spawner right underneath spawn, so it's just going to keep generating stuff even when nobody's online even because of spawn chunks. So that was cool. We worked hard on designing this place. Is this bone block? Yeah. Obviously bone block is easy to come by when you have a skeleton grinder. So you would go in here. And there you go. In the back in the corner. So obviously it's not grinding XP, but the items that fall from these guys, so loud, get out of here. Obviously you can do that too to get XP, but there's a minecart running around the bottom here, and it is picking up drops. So there is a way to actually, I don't know if I ever did this on stream. I think this was a stream. It wasn't an episode of my show. It was a stream. But if you come through here, there is the system. That part is just designed to open the door. But this whole system is designed here. I don't even remember exactly how I made it. I know this part is just activating all these things to bring all the loot up to the top. You can see here, above that hopper is where the skeletons are standing. That's the room we were just in. And this here is collecting all the stuff and putting it in the chest. So I'm sure it's way less than as effective as it needs to be. And it probably is creating lag, the fact that it was always down here, always spawned doing that. So that's great. Is this a hopper timer? It is. It's not working. Because it's locked. Oh. I see. So there's one item in here. I don't know why it needs to be in a hopper clock, but... Oh, yes, I understand this system now. So what it's doing is it's, when mob drops end up in this dropper, it is sending a signal here, and if it's greater than the one item in here, then it sends it up, right? I could be mistaken about that. I made this at one point, but I used a tutorial for an idea, so we'll see. And then after it's more, it unlocks this, sends it back over here, it comes back, relocks it, and that triggers the tick again, so it just keeps going. And this chain goes all the way up to keep the hoppers moving until the dispensers moving until the droppers, whatever, until whatever's in there is all the way at the top. I wonder, was there anything behind here? Hey. I don't want to get lost in a cave system, but there you go. This makes sense. We blocked it off because I didn't want people coming down here messing with the redstone. There's really no reason for anyone to be in this area. So, I just want people messing with stuff. Yeah, it's just a bunch of lava down here anyway. Right. So there you go. Don't need a ladder, we can fly. Okay, and then there you go. To exit. Oh, let me through. Did I just crash? Oh. Yeah, that's probably the skeletons. So these chests, this is where all the loot ends up, I believe. But, you know, it's not really coming all the way up here. Oh, there, one just, right? Let's see. Yeah. So let's just go up. I feel like it went up 3 when I put 2 in there. Let's see, 55 and 14. I have a hunch that it's not working. But we'll see. Oh, it is working. I just saw it go up from 55 to 56. 11 to 58. I don't see any bones yet. But arrows are good. Yep, going up again. But I don't see any bones, so who knows? But they're going in there somewhere. Are they in here? No? I don't know. Anyway, this was an exit here to a abandoned system down here. This is how we originally found it. Then I realized we were below spawn, so I was like, you know, let's just build a pathway to spawn. So this path here helps lead you out so you don't get lost. But the easiest way to get up is just to take this staircase up to the ladder, fly up. Or am I just climbing the ladder extremely fast? You tell me. Obviously I'm flying. Okay. So that was that. That was a more recent thing. If you go down here, you have 2 options here. You can go to Angie's house and my house, or you can go to... Okay, well, these arrows should be going down there. Because those are just pointing you this way. But yeah, so let's start this way. If you go down this path, fountain mansion. This is just a really long passageway. It goes to a beacon here that's at spawn, and there's a... Uh-oh. beacons have sound effects now? Apparently so. Alright. If you keep going down here... Whoop. What's this? Oh, this is the... I built a little house just for fun down here. This goes up to the basement. And this goes up to the top floor. This was built by a tutorial from BOO. I used to watch a lot back in the day. It's just a little house sitting up here. We made it, by the way, all the way from over there. So there's the beacon we just went under. I like having an underground infrastructure. I think it adds a lot more interest to the land here. There's a bedroom here. There's an upstairs story there. If we go back down here, where I'm headed right now is to Miranda's. So we will keep going. Oh, what the? I remember this. I built up here trying to get to the surface, and it was too early, I think. It caused a problem. So I think I did that. It seems like something I would do. So this says to surface. It doesn't go right into Miranda's house. She didn't have a outlet to the underground system built directly in her house. But if you go up here, it used to be a building. It has since been torn down, apparently. And you could then walk. She has a sail here. This is a really cool walkway. I like the way the logs look on the side here, and the path block are really cool. Got a horse here. She's got some doggies. See her in her house here. Mob-proof door or whatever. She has a storage room in here. It's the bedroom area, balcony. I really like her house on this server. I think she did a really cool job with it. My favorite house of hers was still the tree house on the first server. But this one is also really cool. This is out the back. There's some other stuff, places you can go back there. Some chest storage back there. And this is an exit under here. I know that one of these buttons does something special. I know it. Whoa, yep. There you go. There you go. Come down here. Yeah. I just gave it away, though. Everyone's going to know now. Now the world's over. End of the world. Okay. Shulker box. Bunch of purple. Obviously, she got this shulker box there and filled it full of stuff, it looks like. Here she has some armor room stuff. So that's cool. Let's see if I can get out now. Well, if I fly, then I definitely can. Okay. And then, yeah, so we can go out the back here. She has this path. I like how she did this little way of crossing the river without actually blocking the river. And she has like a, what do you call it? A water mill or whatever. I don't know. What do you call those things? Here's a house. I don't know what it was. It was someone building it at some point. Relatively new. Here's her nether portal. We can go to the nether at some point. I'm not going to do that right now, though. But you can see, I almost did. I didn't mean to. Here's the wizard tower I was talking about. This is Matt's house. Very impressive. A lot of iron went into this. And then I never really saw him use it much. But it was, that's not a point of judgment, because I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, I want to build something and then use it. And then there are other people who will just build something and then move on. Like, the fun part's just building it. I think he used the tutorial to build this, I want to say. It's really cool. I really like it. This is like a mine system. Yeah, this must be where he got all his stuff to build this. But I know he also, I think a bunch of people donated iron and stuff to him too. That looks so cool. If you go over here, this is Miranda's barn across from her house. And this is a really cool barn. I really like this. All these animals in here. Look at those rabbits. And then she had this room with chickens. And there's obviously a lot of chickens in here. There you go. So, had like a little farm back here. There's also something off in that direction. Yeah, she had like a little. We can go out there. We're not going to go too far from spawn because obviously this is already being really super long. It's already over half hour. But she built a little farming area over here, which is, I actually really like it. And this is her village over here. She built a big, I think it's quartz pyramid for her beacon, and apparently its resistance. This was cool because she had a nether portal hidden in here, and you could go path system here and get into this safe system for the villagers. And they had this area here. I don't see any villagers. I wonder if something happened to them. I hope not. But it looks like it might have. Oh, I hear some. It's dark. That's right. They're just inside. Okay. This area I helped her expand out here. She hasn't opened it up to them yet, so that never happened. Yeah, there's a tunnel going through the mountain there, which looks pretty cool. That's Matt's castle that we were just looking at. Now, to get to the next area, I guess while we're here, I can just show you. We're close enough to the world border already. There it is right here. So the world border right now has a 900 block diameter. So half of that on either side of spawn, going all the way around. So the spawn is right where that like Chicken Fest banner thing was, right in front of the manor. I couldn't remember exactly what spot it was, so I just put it around there. So, and the goal of that is, see, at an 8-chunk border, if I stand right next to this, like, that, nothing will spawn past that point now. So, I really like that because and that's what we're going to do. That's a main thing for Superstes Noctis 2, is we're going to start out with a very small world. It's going to be, it's going to have a border, and we'll start really, really, really small and expand from there. And that's, in my opinion, a really good thing. Because it will keep the lag down and it'll keep the world more tolerable for longer. It also means that we won't generate terrain way before we're actually going to use it. Especially because there's new updates coming out pretty soon with new terrain changes, and it's not supposed to leave any ugly world chunk borders. So it shouldn't be a problem. But I want to be able to experience those chunks without having to go way out, because we never found the new oceans in this world. Someone might have. I never did. It's just too far to go. It's just too far to travel. Obviously, some of these areas are not mob-proof. She built this area to be mob-proof, so one of the villagers made it over somehow. This area right here, this is the embassy for Acaciaville. That's the Acaciaville flag. It was like a peace thing between our two settlements. Because if you just hop on this minecart, it's kind of loud. It's louder than my mic, unless I talk really loud like that. But we'll see. I probably should turn down my mic a little bit because I'm definitely peaking my mic here. I didn't realize that until just now. Just some volume here. Interesting that my mic was giving feedback even when it was off. Anyway, so you can see here. Oh. What the heck? Am I just stuck in this minecart now? I guess they changed the way you get out of those, didn't they? Oops. I'm not going to rebuild that. The server's already dead anyway. So, this is the, actually I do want to rebuild that because I don't want my villagers to escape. This is Acaciaville now. We're in Acaciaville. Yay. Oh gosh. I'm just destroying everything today. Okay. So, this is Acaciaville. This is the transportation division, and obviously the idea is that nothing can get out either way. And if you come through here, this is the underground district, District 2 of 3, as far as levels go. It's the middle district. And there's a power center right here, power plant, where there's a beacon. in here. It's not all that fancy. I tried to make this area fancier by using a mixture of moss stone and some vines and like stairs and slabs in certain areas. And there's a chicken grinder down here. And then you can come around here, and there's like there's just random stuff all over the place. This doesn't actually do anything. Tommy's trinkets. This is Tommy's only trinket is a comparator. Um, but if you walk across here, you can see the apothecary's office. And I made a little trick here, where if you open the chest, it makes other noises. It's just a trapdoor back there. I mean, not a trap. I think it's a gate. Yeah. It's just designed to make you think that you did something bad by opening the chest, kind of thing. Just to be a joke. If you come out here, there's like another one of these piles. I just like making these random piles in places. It makes it look like the area is lived in a real life scenario, not in a world scenario, obviously. Like in the game scenario. Like there's no reason that would be useful in the game. If you walk in here, there is this, and there's one chest in the middle that messes with this stuff. But this is just like a corner shop. I don't even know what the point of it was. Some areas I have a water block above a block here so that it is dripping, and that's where I put a lot of moss. I really like that effect. This goes up to the apartment complex, which I'll show you from the top there. And then down below is the fringe. When you're standing up here, the fringe is District 3, by the way. So if you look down there, there's a ravine. This is a natural ravine, and when I dug out this area, I found that ravine. Covered it over, I think, with glass first, or was it dirt? Anyway, I covered up the area because I just didn't want it to be part of this, but I thought, why don't we include that in Acaciaville? Why don't we make it part of the story of the town? And if I was to do that now, I would cut it open to the surface here and have the entire city divided by this ravine. Even though the ravine was underground, it wasn't open to the air. I would make it open to the air and make it a city with a ravine in it. And I think that'd be really cool. Before we go up to the top district, we can go down here. So this area down here, I just put some vines up there and they grew all the way down, which is kind of funny. There's nothing really special about this ravine. There's some, I think it connects to Angie's ravine actually. But I just like the way this looks here to have the fringe walkway here, which I'll show you more of in a second. And if you go down here, you notice there's a bunch of water down here. This is not here naturally. I put this here. I just started it right up here. And at the end, here's a ladder where you get out of this area. And because of the updated aquatic, we can actually put ladders underwater now. You can see this little like pipe system here. What is that? But I'm just going to give you there's a little tip here. If anyone's from the servers watching, I made a bunch of secret chests, and I put tips for them all over the world. And I had a lot of fun with that. This right here is one of them. It's one of the hidden loot caches. I believe the tip was under the ledge in the corner. It's very, very vague. Under the edge. And I always would talk about the edge, like when I was talking about the fringe. When I would always use the word edge, like it's on the edge kind of thing. It's also just a synonym, kind of. So that was my hint, and I was hoping someone would pick up on it. There was always, all these had 4 items in it, and the idea is the first person to find one, only 1 slot per person. One slot only per person, please. Don't share this location secret. So the idea is you come here, you take one of these 4 items, whichever one you'd rather have, and then it goes on to the next person. So once 4 people, there's more than 4 people in the server, but once the 4 people have found this chest, now there's no reward for anyone who finds it next. So it's just a little fun little thing I made to use some of my excess resources. If you follow up here, there's a pipe. And this pipe was an interesting project for me. And it's difficult. Like, the idea was that you can get down there using the new... Yeah, like, there you go. So the way that works, I made a 2-way system. That's the way to get out. But if you want to get in here, the new updated aquatic stuff lets you sprint underwater. So you get to this part where it's underwater, and then you hold down the sprint key before you actually hit the block. And you can go down into a 1-block area here and swim. And that is a really cool addition to the game. I love it. Looks kind of funky in here, but so let's try that again from this view. There we go. So you swim all the way through here. You can come out, in here. Now this was fun. I just made like a little underground area. Here's a slab that fell from above. So the idea is when you fall down here, if you want to get out, you have to get to the pipe up above to swim back out. Because the opening is not on the ground, there's not, like if it was like this, you could swim back out, right? You could back up. Well, actually, you can't because it's not. If this whole thing was under the water, a little bit more, then you could. But I designed it like that on purpose. So now, if you want to get out of this area here, you're like, wait, how do I get out? I can't get out here. You just, I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. You just swim up here, and there's a pipe here. And when you get in the pipe here, you're now submerged in water, so you can duck again and go back into the pipe system. And you can go this way, where there's like, it's supposed to be like, this is where the pipe comes from, where the water source is, and it's coming down this pipe, and you can't go up there because of this thing here, but really you can't go up there because of that. But yeah, so this is once you make it out, if I can make it out, wrong way. Like, imagine this in survival, like it's tense. You can get into some areas where you like could drown if you're not paying close enough attention. I don't think it's difficult. It's just, it was designed to be a challenge. And this is actually the only way that I know of that you can actually get to this side without breaking any blocks. And obviously I don't want people breaking blocks in my city, so. You can come over here. The Fringe was this district where you come down here. There's a ladder to get down below. The Fringe rooms were fun to design. They're like tiny little apartments. I was hoping the villagers would actually come live down here, but they didn't seem to think of it as valid housing. Maybe it's just too far away from the other village, so they don't think about it. Because they don't really hang out down in the lower district either. And I wish they would, but unless Mojang lets us have some more control over like choosing where villager boundaries are, which would be really cool. But if not, then it would be... this is the best I could do. So, see, like every room, I tried to give every room a window. I don't know if every room does have a window, but all the rooms are differently shaped. They're designed to fit the edge here, but also to play into each other in interesting ways. So I obviously didn't finish these. I was going to build them all the way along the Fringe here. I actually forgot I didn't finish them. On the end here, we have the records room, which is empty. I think there might be one book in here somewhere. Yeah. It's just equipment for making books. Acaciaville 101 and Fringe Housing, just some records about districts. If you want to like watch this as a video, not as a stream, and pause it and read some of this stuff, you can. But the grounds, the depths, and the chasm are the 3 district names. The grounds is open to the sky and contains the highest quality housing. The middle district, the depths, is home to the city's main power plant and transportation station, which are city property and as such held the regulations set by the city for public property. Wow, I was writing this like super over the top legalese. Well, not super over the top legalese, but for me, I guess. And then the talks about the depths and shops and stuff. I like this part too. The Depths District also includes shops and access stairways to the other 2 districts, which may be used by any villager that has not had their rights to move between districts officially suspended or revoked. It's like, yes, you random villager, I actually did that. This is a joke because I did that to one of my villagers who had awful trades. I'm like, no, you don't get to go anywhere anymore. You just stay here. The Great Acacia Subterranean Ravine, or Gusser, which is absolutely off limits to all citizens. It's talking about the chasm. The lowest district is known by citizens as the Fringe. That's what it's talking about, the Fringe housing thing. The newest of the 3 city districts and overlooks the great natural wonder. An access hatch to the lower ravine is available for official use only, as in not villagers, because they can't use them anyway. So, Fringe Housing Initiative, FHI, which is how the area earned the name the Fringe. It was designed to be like low-cost, high-density houses to increase the increasing population with limited space available within the city walls. There you go. I guess I'll let you pause and read that if you want. There you go. There's my look into Acaciaville. The last one here, I guess, Fringe Housing. This is just talking about the Fringe. My goal by writing all this stuff was to have lore all in the world. I wanted lore books everywhere. That still sounds so appealing to me. I just wasn't able to finish it. Like there's so much writing that needs to be done, and yeah, that was back when I was playing a lot. So if you go through here, this is a villager inaccessible area. Goes to the mayor's village. Mayor's village. Oh, this is supposed to be village records and mayor's estate. It's another thing that's cut off. So if you go through here, I guess I didn't show you the rest of Acaciaville, so we'll do that first. There's also another minecart pathway that goes over to my house. It's the one that was straight across there. So it says it goes to my house via minecart. If you come up here, though, I'll show you this. This goes up into Acaciaville. I love Acaciaville. I spent so much time on this place. Obviously, it could be better, but there's some houses here that I think I did a really good job on. Not all of them. This apartment complex was a really cool idea, and it just didn't pan out the way I was hoping. But the cool part about this, all the rooms have windows, and these here are obviously really poor views. Like I should have put like iron bars here to let people see through. But if you live on the top floor, then you can see over the wall. So you can see out into Acaciaville out there. What is that? I'm gonna have to go investigate that now. I don't know what that is. I don't think I built that. You can see all the rooms look the same, by the way. They're mirror images on either side of that middle piece, but that's it. There's other buildings over here. We can look into more. This house was a cool idea. It just didn't work out the way I was hoping. I never finished it either. It was supposed to be a full roof on the top. And there's the beetroot farm over here and the storage facility for the beetroot. What's this? Is this someone having fun and creative out here? Where's it? Oh, you know what this looks like? It looks like a tunnel. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tunnel. Where does this go? I've never seen this. Oh, okay, it goes out. This is Taylor's house. Okay. Taylor 2, we'll call him. My local friend Taylor. The other Taylor is Angie's husband. So, if we go through here, they're both my friends. It's like local friend and not local friend. This will go, I assume, out somewhere? Usually when I try to bury pathways, I try to make it so they don't look like this above the ground. But, okay. So that comes out there. It's an interesting place. I think he came out and then realized he was kind of stuck with the view of Acaciaville here. Yeah. So this building was cool because it was 2 apartments. You could go in this one here, and you have this little tiny room here, and you could go out here into the bedroom. It was just a tiny apartment. There's not much to it, you know. But the other one was like, I really wish I could have made a way to make them all work together well. But this one has a ladder. I mean, not a ladder, stairway. It goes up here, and I never finished this, but there's a bedroom up here, and then you could go across the walkway. I love this idea. I actually got this idea from a video game. I want to say probably it was Skyrim, but it could have been a different game too. I don't know. Just having a house that like goes over the path like this. And the idea was, now if I had one from the other side, originally they both converged in the middle and was a wall up the middle, and each side had a tiny little 2-block corridor, and I just altered it. But that makes this a really cool house and the other one not as much, especially because I didn't even finish this. I could have easily done the other way. But my favorite house by far, I believe, is this one here, if I recognize it correctly. Yes. So this house, you come in here, you have a little bedroom in here. And if you go up here, this is my first adventure into making my own really nice designed house without any tutorials. And then you come in here, and there's like a little bedroom again, and then there's a door here that goes up to this tiny little balcony. And you can't see much out here, but I really love the way this turned out. I just really like it. My favorite house right here, even though there's not much to it. It's one of those kind of cozy little places. If you look at the back here, I love the way this looks, mainly from the outside. Let's see. There's some tiny houses over here. We don't need to go into all of them. This is like inspired by traditional builders' houses. There was no village in Acaciaville. I made it myself. it's considered a village by the game now because I made it to that point. But that was not easy. Like, getting the game to recognize this as an actual village, I remember it was difficult at the time. I like this building. I feel like I did a good job with that. There's a little shop here. What do they sell? Beetroot, right? Yeah, beetroot soup. This is the mayor's office. And there is... Oh, my word. That was a long time ago. Go over here. There's a house. There's an attic up here, which I don't even think... Could you go in the attic? You could. For a while, you couldn't. But here, there's a ton of storage in this attic. And it's just designed so that the villagers can't go up there, obviously, because of the ladder. But I like that idea. Thought it turned out good. There's also a half really done house. This one was designed, but not by me. That was designed by Miranda. Maybe. This house, tried some stuff with it. Didn't really work out all that well, but I like that idea. The fence post to see through out there. And then this down here, I said no villagers in here. This goes down to my underground base. And there's Sparky in there. Catching him was very, 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 very difficult. He never really moves either, but I swear, like, he can. There's a beacon sound. There's a beacon in here. It's doing the speed effect. And if you look up here, there's a chest. It says turn away. Hey, you shouldn't be looking here. Stop it. Alright. I loved this mountain base. I really did. So, if you look out here, this is from spawn there, going to Acaciaville. There's just, like, kind of like a dam area here. I flooded this area. It was already a river, but I made it a lot deeper. And I made this to cut it off. So if you go under the water here, you can see the just a wall there, and on this side, it's just open. Acacia Pass. And there was a date on it, but obviously that's also lost down to the world file. This was originally a very hidden base. It was designed to be just my hidden project, and eventually I was like, no, let's make it public. So we go this way. There's some storage down here, some basic blocks. There's a house here. Behind here is hidden ender chest and our anvil. And over here is one of I really love these rooms. It's an enchanting room with all the books you need. Actually, more than you need. But then there's also crafting tables on the ceiling because the bottom texture just looks like wood. So it worked out great. If you go across here, sometimes squid spawn in here. These armor stands are kind of just... I like the way that looked. And if you go up a level right here, I never really did much with this. I wanted to for a while. I just never finished it. You're supposed to just be an expansion because I felt like my base wasn't big enough. And then there's a area here where you can look out upon the terrain. And there's a witch over there. And if you... So that's all that's on that level. Really lackluster project, huh? But if you go down here... This is where the Eden project is. This here goes to a minecart system that goes back to my house, which I can show when I get to my house. I can't believe I haven't even toured my house yet. And if you go down to the Eden project here, this is a gate that's supposed to look like it can close, like in an apocalypse situation. And this is the fauna sector. It's supposed to be like an airlock. Close it. Go in here. And this is where all the animals live. Apparently, you know, there are issues where mobs can sometimes get through fences. With chunk loading and stuff, and updates especially. So that's how some of that happened. They were all separated at one point, though. Just rabbits, chickens. And then if you go out, the other airlock on the other side, both sides of this one also have a way in. This is the flora section. And this is where I grew a bunch of stuff. Obviously, this stuff in the front didn't do anything. But this stuff did. You could grow... all kinds of stuff in here. All the crops in the game. This is before beetroot came out, so there's no beetroot in here. Pretty cool. I liked what I did with the ceiling too. I don't know that it really matches, but I wanted to use sea lanterns for the lighting, so that's what I did. This I don't like really what I did with this. I feel like it could have been better. This was supposed to be a lot down there. This is the seed vault. My goal here, that was the chest, the Eden vault, was all talking about this. So ideas like here, wheat seeds. No wheat seeds. We never got any wheat seeds, which is weird because that's like one of the most popular items in the game. We got plenty of, well, not plenty, but you know, there are pumpkin seeds in there. Saplings, all kinds of stuff. And then there's a crafting station in here too, for some reason. I guess just to take up space. The end here was supposed to be like a living quarters and stuff, which I thought was a really cool idea. Danger, do not dig any further, because if you dig any further, you come out onto dry land over there. And the idea is this is a quarantined area, so it wouldn't have any outside access. So that's the Eden project. Yeah, I had big ambitions for that. It didn't really turn out. So if we go back now into Acaciaville, I'm going to go through the fringe pathway because I want to show you the my house there. But on our way over, we'll make some quick pit stops. Here's the boat arena. We never played buffer boats, but I thought it would have been really cool. There's one of each type of boat. There's a skeleton in that one. And the idea was that you would just, you know, because boats are so ridiculous on ice. This is packed ice, so it wouldn't melt. So you could just go and have fun. This is better than F5 mode for sure. You could play bumper boats. I liked that idea a lot. We just never did anything with it. This was a little passageway to get up and down to that passageway down there. This is Miranda's arena, which we never did any horse races in, but I also really liked that. I thought that was really cool. There's a chorus farm over there for chorus fruit. There is the Wizard Tower, which Angie made, and I asked her if I could remake because she didn't really finish a lot of it. So I worked hard on this. That says Superstes Noctis in our resource pack, which doesn't work with this version of the game. I need to update it. This is like a lobby area. I don't remember honestly which one. What stuff was from when she made it and what I did, but I don't think I did this carpet. I think a lot of this was hers. So if you go up this staircase in the middle, which is very finicky and tiny, but if you go up here, the next story is like looks like a dining area. Yeah, there's a bakery and a wizard tower. That's interesting. I like it, but it doesn't seem much like a wizard tower thing. These windows are really cool. I really like the windows. I think the part that I did the most work with, I did the staircase, but also I did this. Made a library because I thought, what wizard tower doesn't have a library, you know? So I think as far as shops are concerned, I think she did that. Yeah, like Dreg's bookshop. I don't think I did that. But so there's a lot of books here, so that looked cool. And then you go up again. And there's like a balcony area here. You can look out, and these are the big creeper windows, which I think I designed. I don't want to take credit for anything Angie did. I don't remember if I did this or not. I think I did though. You can like look out all directions around here. You can see the meteor coming down to spawn. Yeah, that's cool. And then if you follow the staircase up further, you get to the like alchemy area, and there's like, you know, there's cauldrons and brewing stands and stuff up here. And that's the top of the structure. Yeah, I thought this was a really cool build. I wouldn't have been able to make it on my own. I bounced off of Angie's ideas, and that's why it worked so well, I think, because it's two of us working together on stuff. This house I built for my sister because she didn't at the time really want to build something, and she never moved in. This was designed by Corrales. I think there's a sign out front. I tried to put signs for all of the stuff. This is a fireplace. I used a torch for that, so it doesn't actually catch fire, even though there's no fire tick in this world, so we could have. There's a bedroom here. What's the other side of the fireplace? The torch is so far down you can't see it. You can only really see it during the night. This is a cool idea. I never would have come up with something like this. This was straight from the tutorial. If you go out the back door of the house and climb this ladder, and there's a little rooftop garden. Not really a garden, it's a bunch of grass, but still cool, I guess. So that's that house. You can see down into the lower basement there, right there. There's and another portal over there, and the sign for the server. Before we get any more into that, though, I'm going to head back over here. Excuse me, sorry. I tried to mute my mic when I cough, but I didn't reach it in time. This guy actually came down here. That's impressive. This is the only, if you're going to fly through here, I guess this is the only place you can do it. This world is not fly accessible because we're not able to fly, except for with the elytra, but like you're not going to make that precise of a movement with the elytra. So if you come through here, go down here, it's all like mossy and gross. I kind of just like the feel it gave you, but also because it goes underwater at some point. This part here, see it's dripping, it's underneath the river, which I'll show you in a bit. Pop up here. Now this is the Noctis River right here. There's the desert right there. This is like a side passageway. So the idea is that you can, this is my house estate right here. I built this retaining wall, and this was a way in. There's a bunch of fish in here too. I don't know why they're all at the surface. Like they should be swimming. And if you keep going, there's just signs telling you where you're going, where you're headed. This passageway doesn't have anything else in it. It would have been cool too, but this area down here is my farm. If you go down, you can see through here. There's a window down into my alchemy area down there. And if you go, there's storage over there too for crops and all these chests. And if you go down here, the first level is that brewing area. There's a fishing farm that doesn't work. There's one of my things like earlier where I said where you can craft tables in the ceiling. I really like that look. There's an infinite water source here. Cauldrons. These are a bunch of potions. At least there were a lot of potions at one point. Seems like a lot of them are missing now. But basically there's a chest for every type of potion in the game. I know they added more potions at some point, so maybe not anymore. But and then a little cheat sheet here so you know how to enhance potions. There's also a book, I believe, somewhere. And then all my brewing stations here. You go down here. This area is cool. So this here is a sand conversion exploitation module. And this side, that's cheating, but I cut it off. Basically, you take a block of sand, which was not my design, by the way. Found in a tutorial. But you put a block of sand here. Did they fix it? They did. The idea was that by pushing that red sand into the white sand and the white sand into the red sand, you would convert just pace yourself so you don't do it too quickly. It would flop it, block the damage value from sand into red sand. Right here. But it looks like they actually, because they changed the item ID system, it doesn't work anymore. But that was cool while it lasted. And then this was going to be a future expansion. This right here is inspired by Assassin's Creed Origins. Played that game, and after a while playing that game, I was like, you know what, I want to make one of those tombs with like one of those entrances that you can just barely fit through. This is perfectly for one person. Like this extra stuff is you can't fit through. And if you sneak through here, it's all underwater. You can go through here. And I designed it on purpose with some competing water flow directions so that it was hard to move around. You can't go through there. You have to go down here. And I hid a chest in here. This is another one of those hidden loot caches. It's like along the river, marked by the rising moss, something like that. And I'll show you what I mean by that. That was for hidden lighting right back there. This way exits to the river, and this is the way you're supposed to find that chest. I made it hard to see. Like you can't really tell that there's, from a lot of angles here, you can't tell that there's any opening. Only if you look down at like this. I probably could have put some dirt down there and make it look even more hidden. It's marked by the rising moss. So if you look along this line here, the moss block is at the water level the entire way around, except for right here. There's one block where it comes up. And that was marking that right below it is the entrance. I grew kelp in here. You can do it with bone meal, seaweed kelp, whatever it's called. I think it's just seaweed. There, the fish. Put some salmon in here. Caught elsewhere. Yeah, come off the sears. Off the top, please. I thought they swam away from people. Maybe it's just because I'm in creative. Probably is. I love the way this looks. The way they've enhanced things with this update. The underwater stuff looks so cool now. There's a bridge here. Obviously I stopped terraforming this down here because this river goes a long way. But it goes under this covered bridge that I made. I worked hard on this too. It might not look all that special, but this is my estate from the top. This is the like wheat farm area. It's not actually made to harvest the wheat. It's just here for looks. This is my fenced area. I wanted to make it go all the way out to the path, but Angie claimed this as one of her towers, so I wasn't going to interfere with it. Well, not towers, but one of her temples. There's another one down there. Here's the store, by the way. We'll look at that in a minute. If you come to my house from this direction, you have this like entranceway. That's the light for. There's a beacon, a haste beacon, all the way down to bedrock level, and it needed to have an air passageway to the surface, so that it could, when I turn it on. It's not on all the time because I don't want haste on because I could accidentally break a bunch of stuff in my house. So I just turn it on when I'm using it. There's a forest here, which you're not really meant to explore. It's deep enough that you can like experience it from the path, and it looks like it has depth to it. And there's like a little pool here. This is my house. This was inspired by another BWO design with this like window in the side of the house. If you look out here, there's a pool. I guess I should show you that pool before we head on. There is fish in here. There's some exotic tropical fish and whatnot. There was more in here too, but I think some of it's gone away. Some of it's despawned or something. Something weird's happened to it. If you go through here, there's a kitchen area. There is a stairway that goes up. And on this level, I have my parrot up here. There's a record in here too, right? No, it's not in here anymore, but it makes the parrot dance, which is really cool. This is the home cinema in here. You can sit down in here and watch something, even though there's no projector, so I don't know. And through here is the bedroom. Super simple. I didn't really use it that much. I just came in there to sleep. It's more of an artistic thing than anything else, I'd say. And if you go down, most of the house was down. I also like this window. You could see it on the whole way through. If you go down here, it transitions into the underground. My whole house was originally made of wood, so I didn't want to redesign this whole area, and I just left it the way it was. Another one of my crafting table roof enchanting stations. This one would distribute books for you to enchant when you tap the button. Ender chest, anvil, the string underneath it to hold it up there. This was all my storage. I just say data storage, but it's just all my block storage. I have my shulker box over here. The official Superstes Noctis shulker box. I don't know why I left that in my house. I think this is a trick, isn't it? Or did they fix this? Oh, there you go. So you kind of fall weird when you do that. I believe there was a it's a trap. So anyone that stands on it and does that would fall down below into a area, which I can show you too. This is ender pearl storage. I could put my shulker box on top of this hopper and it would automatically drain them in. This is my mushroom farm, and there's a sheep in here, I believe. Yep, there he is, Jeb, the rainbow sheep. You can see the aquarium from the surface here. I would redesign it for sure if I was to make another one. But yeah, this goes down to bedrock. I won't show you down there. It's just a basic like block mining farm. This way here goes out into this passageway. Oh, and there's my nether portal. There's this passageway here. This is that minecart that we saw in Acaciaville. If you go down here further, it goes to Angie's house, which we can come back that way to actually go look at her house next. But if you go down here, there's another wort farm. Come around the corner, go through here. And this is looking down to where we were before with the farm down there and the access passageway and whatnot. If you go down here, there's a stable, some horses. Forget what they're all named. Cassiopeia, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, him, the mule. Sathona, which is the earlier non-corrupted version of Savathun from Destiny. She was called Sathona when she was, before she made the evil pact with the worms. That's a whole other thing, though, if you watch my Destiny content. And Sithis, which is a reference to Elder Scrolls. And if you go through here, this goes out into the wheat area, and where there's also a creeper. So that's, here you go here, horse stable. So that's a lot of that. If you go to the surface of my house here in the back, there's a door that going out the back. It's a path. That way just goes through a forest. So I just was trying to make this area more interesting. There's not really any reason to explore it. I just wanted to use the space. This is the fishing shack. So you come in here, and it's supposed to be like you're getting a fish here. There's blood all over. I don't know. Chest stores up there, and if you come out the back here, it gives you a little fishing area where you can go right up to the edge and fish. And I'm happy with how that turned out, but I never used it. There's more paths through here, through this garden. You can pick a random path, and this is a design. I think this is a mumbo jumbo build. I should have definitely marked it. This is a mini base, like service smallest redstone base. Do not bump the villagers. They're really hard to get in there. So you have two different villages. You have a farmer and a librarian, which are both really useful villagers. And then you can come in here and you have you have storage. You have, what are the hoppers for? Oh, this goes into the chest, and this goes into this to that. I don't know. And you would lift up these here. You could just stand on here. There's an ender chest back there. More storage back here. That's an automated farm, I think. Close that. You can now use the enchanting table. Jump up one more. What are these for? Droppers. Oh, sugar. Oh, I see. You hit the button and it drops it automatically. Oh yeah, this probably turns into that one, and that one turns down. So you can just drop sugar or nether wart into your build. That's kind of cool. There's a bed up here. There's the sugar cane. It's on. You can turn it off. Or, that turns it on, obviously. But it burns out after a while. It just sounds like it's burning out, but it's not really. And then there's a light source in here so that will grow. And there's more chests up here. This is a really tiny little base, but I thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, just more around the house here. Torches on top, never really finished it. If you go, let's now go back in here and go to Angie's. So I could just walk to Angie's. Let's just do it that way. So Angie's is over here. Her water temple or water house, whatever. I built this for her when she had her baby, or when she found out she was pregnant anyway. That was a while ago. I plopped down, I think, like 2 salmon in here for her. And they can actually swim up, which is interesting. I think I put some, yeah, I tried to put some up here, but it doesn't really work well. They just swim down. Water temple house here. Go through the water barrier. I told her about that, how you can stop mobs from coming down by making a water barrier like that and using the ladders in this formation to stopping your water from flowing. This is her nether portal, and this goes down to where we were standing before, where I said her house was. Her actual house is down here. She redesigned this too. She used to have water up above, and I thought that was really cool. I don't know why she got rid of it, but her new house looks cool too. There's an interesting painting. Dining area. Back here is like storage. Through here, she has a farm in here, which I love this farm room. It looks so cool. Through here is the animals. We'll come back through there in a second. This is interesting. So you go in here. Personally, I think you should have done it the other way around. Put the metal pressure plate down below, because this way you open that up. But if you want to drop an item into lava, which is what it's for, to get rid of stuff. Let's see, you have some of that stuff, and you want to drop it into lava. You can't just close that and now open the bottom one, because they won't. There's no way to open the bottom one, so you have to actually reach in here and do it by hand. And see, now it's open and you could fall on yourself and die. So if you put the iron plate down below, you could open the top one with your by hand and then shut it, and then use this switch to open the bottom one when the top one's already closed. That's what I would have done. Then if you go through here, that's the other access to the farm. This is the bedroom back here. There's some more storage back there. There's a bathroom right here. And if you go through here, enchanting is set up and you can walk up to the top. The master bedroom or something right there. Room back here. Like a study area, I guess. There's a computer in there. If you go through here, it's like a living space. I don't know why I did that. If you more chests in there. Another bathroom in there. And yeah, there you go. So that's the majority of her house. There's more to it. If you go to the fireplace here, this is supposed to be closed. There's a switch here. Yeah, so it's a fire. You can actually start a fire there. But the fire goes out when you open it, obviously. Go down here, and there's also a button to open it from down here. So if you hide below here and close it. Go down here now. Torch lighting. This area is cool. So this is cool because there's an actual cave down below her house, and you can close it so no one can see that she has this area. But when she's in here, and she can do enchanting in here, she's a chorus fruit farm in here. And then when she wants to look at it down there, she can. Now the cool part about this now is if I open this, let's actually close it first and then walk through it. So, because you really can't tell it's there. If you walk down here, see, this is it. I mean, kind of gives away that maybe there's something up there. It's the shape. But I don't think you can get rid of these, right? Yeah. So it would have been cool if it didn't need that kind of thing, but it does. There's a slime chunk down here. Neat. I think I recall that, but I've forgotten about it. So if you go in here, open this back up. It's not exactly a secret anymore. Now it's open and you can see that her base exists. So this is a whole big system. There's a lot down here. I'm not going to explore all the caves everywhere, but if you go over here, I think this is just like a maintenance area. Yeah, just like the top of the area in here. Here's the redstone system. She could block this all off. She just hasn't. It's not a huge deal. Okay, so that's Angie's house. Very cool. Alright. Now we're going to go back in here. Is it this way? I'm looking for the animals. No, not that way. I'm lost again. So if we go through this one. Back here. Oh, I guess I could have just gone in this one. Anyway, the animals here, you go all the way through. I like this roof too. It looks really cool, especially with the wood walls. It kind of feels like a forest. The room. Harvest all meats and fur here. This is where you go to kill the animals. I love that idea. It's so Angie. And then if you go through here, boop, boop, you can then climb up here. There's like veils there of vines, and you can come out here. And that's. She said, just don't go in there. And then I also, this is one of the first things I did. Not first things, but I did this for Angie. I built a slime trampoline. And she would like jump off the trees and land on it, which was fun. So yeah, see, there's a slime blocks underneath. She has a big mushroom here too. There's another temple. She has 4 of these marking the edges of her land. And at one point, I had connected these to the path, so you can kind of tell that it was there was one there. I took it out because she didn't want one going through like that. So originally, the path came like this, went up, and connected super nice right to here. And it was just a straight line, straight down to there. But I mean, I don't know why I added the little thing to it. But basically, I fixed that. And what's this? Is this another creative thing? I don't remember this. Oh, Temple of Healing. Okay, cool. Probably wasn't a creative thing then. And then if you follow this path along here, what was this again? I forgot. Oh, this is, that's Eric's maze down below. I will go into Eric's house a little bit and explore a little bit, but unfortunately because of the nature of his house and how confusing it is, I'm not going to be like going in depth down there. I like this area. I feel like maybe could have done a little bit better, but I like the retaining wall idea. Takes you down by here. There's a chest out here. Did I do this? Oh no, this is Andy's. And if you go all the way through here, you go across this bridge. I was, when I built this, I was using shaders at the time, and it was just so moody and cool in here. I have some pictures of it. I tried to make a video of it, and that was the last video I tried to make. It's actually on YouTube. It's just private because the rendering was awful, the render settings. I'm really hoping that this works a lot better, because that was awful. It was so painful to watch. This is Eric's pyramid temple. I don't even know how to get into it. If you walk across here, there's like, did someone set off TNT in here? That's what I feel like happened there. If you go along here, this path goes all the way out. There's the floating island. We'll go there. This is Angie's village. It's all fenced in. She was going to have villagers here at some point. She just never did. And the whole area is not accessible because here's the world border. This is Margaret's house. I don't even know if she plays anymore. I haven't heard from her at all. But this is a pretty cool little house here. Brick and everything. A little bedroom here. I like this little nightstand. I think it's a really cool idea. It's a small little place, but it's functional. It does its job. And there's the cows back here. This area is cool. I really like the way this looks. Oh, my bad. This looks cool. I just like the way the colors look for something like this. And there's a little, what is this? Storage room or something? Oh, it's a stable for horses. Okay. And then the floating island, since we're over here already. Floating island has another portal down there on the dock and another one in a building up here. You can travel between them. It's kind of difficult, but there's a bunch of buildings up here. I'm going to try to just go quick through this, but there's a lot of cool buildings up here. Yeah, so that's cool. The dock down here also looks really cool. And there's the beacon for it is down below the water, and it comes all the way through the middle and up the top. It kind of looks like it's helping it stay up there. It's also a really fun place to elytra off the side of. It's really fun. So with that, this is like a mining area here. I didn't know about this. This is more of Eric's mining shenanigans here, it looks like. Yeah. Is this the entrance? Yes. We're venturing into dangerous territory here because I will get lost. As you can see, I'm probably already lost here. I don't know if there was an actual purpose to that or if it was just to look cool. But there it is. And then if you go back this way, this is all the Eric stuff right here next to Miranda's. Well, this is Miranda's horse track, and she had a horse stuff in here. I totally missed this earlier. Horse stable here. Can't get out there while flying. And then so this is Eric's. He has this entrance here. You can actually get out here. There's like the sugarcane farm, and I think there's some other stuff up here too. And if you go down here, I will get lost. I'll probably forget to show all the stuff that he has down here because I just can't, or not that I can't find him. I get so confused down here. I don't know how he remembers it all. But he mines obsidian, and he mines a lot of it. So, his mine... Am I almost there, maybe? This looks promising. I am lost. Okay, let's try that again. We made it a long way away from his house, but all these different farms back here. He has a house down there. I don't want to be like, hey, I checked out everyone's houses except for his. No, I mean, I just don't know. I can't find anything. Yeah. So is this the house down here? This seems familiar. Feels familiar. Ah, here's the obsidian path that I was talking about earlier from the skeleton spawner. It looks like a strip mine. Keep right ahead for the obsidian party zone. It's very hard to find, but it's down here somewhere. There we go. There's a room here for everyone. Tim. Angie. Matt. Miranda. Let's start down here. Okay. I don't think anyone here ever designed anything. We were supposed to. Like he had one too, right? Like down here. Oh, we have an office. Ah, I see what that is. Okay. We're gonna leave. There is... I don't know, like, was there, like, this was supposed to be a party room, so I'm wondering, like, if there was more that was going to happen here, or, like, if you want to, like, build, like, a DJ booth and have, like, lighting stuff, and I don't know. So that would be a good question for him, because I have no clue. Okay. This is directly above it, apparently? Yep, okay. Back here is the bar, which comes off the main path here. This is Miranda's. It's a really cool little bar in here. I like it. And Chicken Fest 2017 happened here. This is the area back where she makes stuff for the bar. Angie and I just spammed this area full of chicken eggs. It was hilarious. Alright, so that is that. This is one of the first builds on the server. This area over here. It's a fishing area down here. There's some fish in here already. Some cod, it looks like, and some salmon. There's like this little area to see down below. This is the Noctis Park. This is where I got blown up by the charged creeper while I was making this. You have this little like walk-in area here where it says Noctis Park. And then you walk in, you can go either way. The idea is that back in the back here, there's a meeting area. Where did I build the meeting area? There should be like some benches somewhere if I remember correctly. I thought I made one. Okay, I thought I did. Maybe not. Maybe just come in here and we just all met in here. Just stand around and talk to each other. But that was a fun build to make. Over here we have Noctis imports, which are designed from like the other server, Noctis, which never took off. This shop down here will have specials in the middle here. And then there's like items that you can buy. These chests are full of stuff. Yeah, ATM here. And then you put your payments in here, and they'd flow all the way down below. And the way that I do those is it says, please don't touch the art. It got cut off. And then if you came through the painting, you can go back here. And there was an area here for enchanting and crafting and smelting and anviling. And all the storage down here for items that couldn't make it up into the shop. And then the payments would go down here. 4 iron ingots and block of diamond. Let's put that in here. It doesn't really matter, but put that in here. The recipe system is so messed up in here. There's so much stuff that I should obviously unlocked at some point, and it's just never unlocked in here. I don't know why it happened. Brewing. Part of it's because if I unlocked them before the update, then it might not have ever counted. This originally had like a water feature in the middle, but I just made it like a straight way up. So there's that. This area was here for decoration. I thought it was cool. There's a recycling center right here, this little building. Now, the only thing that I can really think of that's left is the nether. So, if I forgot anyone's builds here, I sincerely apologize. We're going to head into the nether. And hopefully we don't totally mess everything up here. But, ooh, loud. There's lava channels here. So this way, by the way, I can't go through here in creative because it instantly teleports me. It wasn't a problem on the server because you could walk through. It takes time standing in the portal to teleport. But if you go this way, this is not the main way. It's the way it faces you, though. This is to the island. There's a tower. I mean, there's a portal in there for the. Oh, this is Angie's portal. Never mind. The floating island's that back there. This is for someone else. I don't remember who. Oh, this is just like a stairway down somewhere. We're really into the rabbit hole now. What's going on here? Why does this go so far? Where does this go? I have no clue. And you have to walk through it, and there's another portal there. This one, I don't know what this one was for. Oh, come on. Anyone dizzy yet? Alright. Now we've escaped. We're not going to go that way because I already told you it was up there. It's just a portal. This way, you would take a minecart through here. This was to go to the end. Because the path was a long way to get to the end. Minecart would stop there. You'd go through here. And I just want to show you this because you guys see the end. So this is... Oh, it's not going to let me do it because of the world border. It's just going to spawn me right next to the world border. That's an important thing to note for our new world, though, definitely. Be careful where you go. Oh. Yeah, it sounds about right. Another one for the death count, which I can't see over my own head, but... Oh. Let's go back there and check it out again. How about that? So I can't show you the end thing. There's an ender there. There's a lot of cool stuff in the end. But I'm not going to move the world border because the world's performing fine right now. So, yeah. So, again, there's this way. You can also just walk underneath here. And this goes up to my nether portal up there. This goes to Miranda's. She has this one for her house and this one for her village. Up here. This way goes. I like adorning these paths with like interesting things. Down here is the smelting area. This was like the way out of the Nether is not closed ecosystem in here for sure. Cause so you could just like, even from the path up here where we just were, you can go down here and now you're in the open Nether. But the whole idea here was that it was like keeping the mobs out of that area, because you can see like here, this whole area is enclosed on this part. We kind of sealed it in. This beacon was an interesting endeavor. This was back when you could punch through the bedrock with trees, with dark oak saplings. It was difficult, but we made our way through. So now this, see, it punches through the bedrock, and you can get all the way up here to the top of the Nether. And we were going to build a gold farm at some point, a pigman farm up here. We just never did. But it was the plan at one point. Oop, down we go. So this is the open Nether. There's a bunch of stuff around here that you can find if you walk around. I'm not going to do that, but the plants up there was kind of funny. I kind of just wanted to pretty up the Nether because it's not a very pretty place. But if you go up here, in case of emergency break glass, it's a smite sword. It's a smite 5 sword, iron sword. Emergency service by Tim Mart. Oh, that's the name of my old store. The one that became Marco's store. We never even went there, but that's somewhere we need to go to. So this path, where does this go? Mushroom and ice spikes biomes. So this path, we won't go the whole way because it'll be outside the world border anyway. But it goes all the way out, to some of the, and that's, again, the whole world border point for the new world is so that we don't have to go thousands of blocks to find new biomes, like the whole reason that exists. There's a little station for an ender chest. This path here this is the spawn portal from the other side. Remember I said it goes down on both sides. This was the main way. If you come down here, this is another way out. This is the desert village. I don't remember which desert village, but and then the huge jungle where I had a house at one point, but I never did anything really with it. And if you go out this way, there's the other side of that planted area. You can go up here. Acaciaville portal down here. Right there. And the flags mark it as Acaciaville too, because that's the Acaciaville flag. Hold on a second here. Alright, and then this way opens up to the outside world here. And there is different pathways going different directions. This one's to Battleton in the SN PvP arena, which we never finished, and I also can't show you because it's outside the world border. That way goes to like another fortress, I think is that way, and the Guardian Farm. And there's something else that way too, I don't remember. We can actually just go out here and look. It'll say on the sign. Rift Forest biome, there's the portal right there. You can see it through the gap there. And Extreme Hills Plus, Nether Fortress, and Ocean Monument that way. Again, we won't go to any of that. That's a lot of that stuff exists if you want to find it. Hey, Noisy. Okay. Of course, there's another one, but whatever. That's basically all to show you in the Nether. I will go back up to show you some of the stuff in the desert, though. So if we go this way, let's go through my portal. That'll make it easy to get back where we need to be. See, this comes out down here. There's my house in there. That path to Acaciaville. Go up here, back in the manor. Fly up. Out the back here. And there's my house again. We're gonna go this way. Well, let's go through the covered bridge because I took a lot of time to make that. Noctis Desert is the last stop on our trip. Covered bridge here. Alright, when you go through here, this is Marco's shop. This place. There's Marco's still alive. Hey Marco, you made it to the end. He was one of the first here. I just tracked him in here, named him. This is Marco's organic pot supply. And you put the payment in here, and then what would happen was it funneled it down below. I tried to keep it a secret, but it wasn't really that secretive. This block down here, the one with the face on it, you would find a redstone lever, and it would open up this, and you can see we've sold some. So someone on this server is buying the organic pot supply. I don't know who, but someone. If we follow the path here, this little beautified area, there's some water here already. I just made it into, I put some grass down and made it look like a little oasis. This path goes up here, and then you can follow this, you can jump around to make your way up. And this is a pass, if it was called. Yeah, Superstes Mountain Pass. And you would go through here, and it would come out on the other side. This area didn't even feel like it was near spawn. It felt like it was so far out, even though spawn's right there. But you can come out through here, and you can make your way up to the ruins. There was just a hill up here, and I built a windmill, and it looked awful. So I took it down, and I built, like, mostly, I don't even know if you guys noticed that when I was walking through here. When we came out of here earlier, did any of you guys notice? Out of the corner of the vision right here, you see that up there? It's kind of hard to see. I wish it was a little bit easier to see, but I think this is an interesting formation too. We could have made something cool here. There's still a lot of potential for this world. I just feel like it's kind of dropped off interest-wise, and I don't know. It's kind of, seeing things like this make me not want to make a new world, though. It makes me want to, like, fix things up. But anyway, you've got this building up here. There may or may not be a hidden loot cache somewhere in this area. This is the mountain, not mountain, what am I talking about? This is the military base. There's a little beach area here with some chairs, and it was supposed to be more design, but it never was. And this is supposed to be like those things that keep cars from driving in areas, but you can retract them, which is why I put droppers down here. They're supposed to be like they could retract, even though obviously they can't. This is a Corrales build, these tanks. You could... These didn't do anything, but there's a way in there. You just have to put down a button or something, I guess. But you could actually stand in there, and like it's supposed to be like you're operating a tank. This area I never finished. It was supposed to just be like concrete. It was supposed to go all the way around. These are coal blocks, and it's supposed to go all the way around here. But there's also supposed to be more over there, and there never was. This here is just strength and regeneration because it felt like the most useful for a military base. And this is the like main bunker, which I had good ideas for this part, but I just never finished it. If you go through here, there's this vault, and if you go through the other side, it wasn't that much of a secret, but if you went through this side, there's a combination. If you hit the button, nothing happens. But the idea of this system is that there are one button per row, or column, excuse me, that pushes a block that completes a missing segment of a redstone circuit that's hidden behind here. So if you get the right combination, and I want to say... No. Oh. honestly don't remember. That will light up though when you get the right one. So obviously I don't know what I'm doing here, but I knew at one point. I swear. So if you go through here, they're all attached to pistons. Just a lot of the pistons don't do anything. Basically it would retract this door, so we're just gonna walk through. And it's under construction, but we'd walk down here, and this was eventually going to be like a military underground, like NORAD kind of base. And this is the beacon that's outside too. That looks kind of cool to have it here. All these walls are going to be expanded. This was going to be a huge area down here, and it just never happened. So that was that. If you go around here, you find there's this there's a double grinder in here. There's two spawners that are right next to each other, and they're both zombies. So I was using that. You can go here. This is the wither shelter. So we have mob griefing turned off, and that means that you can trap a wither, and it can't destroy any blocks. It can still hurt you, but it can't destroy any blocks. So you would spawn the wither in there. You'd build it on top of that middle block. You'd go down here to do it. Go in here, build the wither. You put one of the heads on either side. I wouldn't even put the middle one in there yet. I close that. Come over here, place the last one, and you can hide behind these pillars, and you have access points from all directions to fight. This is here to put the wither skull in, to get your wither skulls from, and to put the nether stars in. But also, if you like want to store something, but since your items you don't drop items when you die on the server either, so it wouldn't really matter all that much. It's just there to take up space, I guess. These beds are here in case you die fighting the wither. You'd respawn here. There's a unique flag for this area too. There's nothing really up here. It's just part of the original design. That was the document, by the way, the important documents or whatever about the expansion into the desert was talking about the relics of the area and how we won't destroy them. That's what this is. This is a big part of that. If you go up here, we have a bombing thing. That's supposed to be a missile. That's like a test site for the military base. So it's all like destroyed here. Kind of looks like the Nether. And then there's like a blast-proof room. You can walk in here, and that is supposed to, like, right now it just gives you the impression that you're destroying something, but it doesn't actually dispense TNT. It was originally supposed to just light the TNT on the bottom of the rocket, but that doesn't actually have a rocket effect, you know. So this is where we fought the wither, so for the first time on the server. So it's fitting that that there's that the wither shelter's right there, but there's a glitch in this world where, yes, the wither skulls would go out of the loaded area of the world, and they would just stick like this. Whenever they got unloaded, they would stop wherever they were, so they don't do damage anymore, but they just are floating around here. There's a couple of them. There's the world border, so can't go too much further. But what's this here? Abandon all hope, ye who enters here. Alright. There's a furnace down there. I don't know who was doing that, but see. So that's this basically server tour. There's a lot to this world. There's a lot more we didn't explore. There's a lot outside of the world border, but that's the majority of it right there. There is another house out here. This is my local friend Taylor's house. We walked out of the tunnel earlier. He built a really cool house. He only played for a couple weeks, which was unfortunate. But he has little farming areas here. His house was cool. He made his flag like a Pokeball, which was cool. He has a dragon head, which is cool. Yeah, great name. Oh, let's close that. That's one of my other local friends was using that to get the highest death counter on the server, so that's fun. Because it counts in the, not in this thing on the top, but it would count like above our heads. It says how many deaths we have. Cocoa bean button. I don't know what that does. It probably knocks the cocoa beans off, if I had to guess. There's a farm in here. Oh, this is going to release water, right? That's the idea. Yeah, to harvest all the plants. That's a good idea. These kind of farms are really cool. I don't know why I never made one. So yeah. That's basically it, guys. I thank you for watching. If you've watched any of the Superstes Noctis stuff in the past, I appreciate it. Like, this was a big part of life for a long time. And I'm excited for the new server and to see what happens with it. There's a lot of uncertainty, but I'm really excited to see what becomes of it. We're probably going to do some other interesting things with it. Some different things than we have with this one. It's probably not going to be strictly survival. At least the beginning. We want to build up spawn maybe without it being strictly survival. So we'll see how it turns out. But that's basically it, guys. I guess I never showed you the actual Noctis Square I was talking about. Noctis Square is this whole spawn area here. But this was the core of it. Like, it was called Noctis Square, I think. Yeah. Noctis Plaza is this. Noctis Square is the whole thing then. Yeah, I was right. This is Noctis Plaza, and we did Chicken Fest here. Yeah, it was a redesignable space. So you tear this down and rebuild it and stuff. This was our Christmas tree every year on the server. We had it for our first Christmas on the server. It was originally spawned in, I think, right? No, it wouldn't have been, because it's the wrong kind of. It's a spruce tree. But this is a plains biome, yeah. They move this around so much I don't even know. Wooded hills. So yes, this was original. I was gonna say I felt like it was, but it didn't seem right to me. So that's cool. Yeah, this tree was originally on the server when we started, and it's our Christmas tree every year. So it's sad to not have that this year. Maybe I'll just, for nostalgia's sake, we'll there. But anyway, yes. So Superstes Noctis is not going anywhere. I would like to make more videos of it. I am very busy though. I work 2 jobs, and it keeps me very, very occupied a lot. So I will when I can. I would like to just make regular videos again, but streaming is a lot easier usually because I can make that a video anyway. But it allows me to not have to edit stuff really. I just record stuff as one big chunk, which I usually would do anyway. I didn't really put a lot of effort into my videos, to be honest. I mean, I did, but I didn't put a lot of effort into being as professional and growing my audience a bunch because I didn't really. That wasn't the point. The point was just to have fun and share this content with anyone who might also think it's fun. So I don't know. There have been people over the years that are like, "Oh, your channel has so few subscribers. Why do you even care?" I'm like, well, I don't. That's the point. I don't care. Like, it's if you enjoy my videos, and yeah, watch. I want to hear about it too if you like my videos, but I'm not trying to get the most subscribers possible. So, and I've really stopped caring about YouTube ever since they killed small creators. So, anyway, that's basically it. So, thank you guys for watching. And I hope to have some content for you of the new server when that comes out. See you next time. Bye-bye.